So, Joey, let's go back 3 days ago, the race at Darlington. I know your teammate, Brad Keselowski, he led some laps. He ran up front. He faded there at the end. But across the board, it's probably the most off that I've seen Team Penske here in 2020. I talked to Todd Gordon, Ryan Blaney's crew chief, last night. He said you guys are taking completely different race cars, a different approach. In fact, the way he put it, we learned a lot of things not to do. Do you agree with that statement?
Yeah, we all did learn a lot of things. We fought different things throughout the race, but some things were similar through all the cars. And yeah, anytime you don't have practice, you're taking this educated guess of where you think you need to be, and you're going off of what happened last year. Where a lot of things are different than where we were at last year with our cars, and obviously there's so many different things. You know, Larry, how things change. So, we missed it a little bit. We got close. We had our own set of issues on the 22 car throughout the race. So unfortunately, a loose wheel, and then we had a tire going down in the last run. So, those two things kind of prevented us from having a top 10 finish. I think if everything went right, we could have finished in the top 5 possibly last week. So I don't feel like we're that far off, but we do need to make some changes to make the difference up really to those Hendrick cars and to the Ford. Those were the cars for me that stood out, a little bit above everybody. So we're swinging at it. We're trying something different, and hopefully we're able to make some progress on it. That's the nice part about this is every time you get done with the race, you always say, can I go back and just do it again? And that's what we get. We got a rematch. Go again.
So, Joey, one of the things that stuck out to me watching the race on Sunday was the lines that the guys were running. Traditionally at Darlington, you see guys start in the middle, and then typically you work closer and closer to the wall. Saw a couple of cars doing that, but I felt like the majority of the field kept working the line lower and lower, not only in 3 and 4, but also in turns 1 and 2. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think it's just kind of been a trend that we've seen here the last couple of years, honestly, is that the rubber that's laying down on the racetrack, drivers are just looking to try to find a way to race outside of the rubber. So you see, drivers like Denny Hamlin's kind of pioneered the line in 1 and 2 of being really, really high on entry and exit. And you see more and more drivers doing that now, just chasing the gray, as we call it, is they're part of the racetrack where there's not a lot of rubber on it. Well, the same thing happens as drivers try to work their way down the racetrack, trying to work into that gray area of the racetrack where there's more grip. So it's just a bunch of drivers searching, looking for anything. And I think the other thing is, too, with this big spoiler, when you're going through the corners, yes, you might get a big draft down the straightaway, but in the corners, it is very challenging to follow each other. So you're just looking for anywhere that's not behind the car in front of you.
Joey, it feels like forever since we've last chatted with you, so we really appreciate you taking a few minutes.
For the best access, perspective, and personalities in all of sports, follow us at Fox Sports on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
For more great NASCAR on Fox content, subscribe to our channel. It's somewhere right around here.